Actor David Boreanaz, late night tonight.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program with Gary Papa, Dave Roberts, and Jim Gardner.
These pills are called Adderall, but they did not come from a pharmacy. They came from a nurse's office at a Bucks County school, and they were stolen by a student Friday night. And the big story on Action News tonight is the theft of prescription drugs from a school in Warminster. And the big problem here, this is not as unusual a crime as you might think. Action News reporter Michelle McCormack is live at the school tonight with the full story. Michelle.
Yeah, Jim, the theft from this school nurse's office is the third in this area in recent weeks. Experts say it's part of a growing trend. Warminster police accuse a 12-year-old boy of stealing these 80 pills of Adderall, a drug used to treat attention deficit disorder. The theft allegedly happened while the nurse at Log College Middle School tended to the boy and 8 other students.
School officials acted very quickly. They found the empty bottle right outside the nurse's office. They gathered up the 9 students, and upon their investigation with the school, they found the 80 pills in one of the students' lockers.
Just about a week ago, a senior at William Tennant High School was charged with breaking into that school's nurse's office and stealing hundreds of pills of Adderall and Ritalin. And a week before that, someone stole about a dozen Ritalin pills from the nurse's office at Our Lady of Good Counsel in nearby Upper Southampton.
Most often kids are not using just this drug, so they're combining it with other chemicals.
David Rosenker of the drug treatment center, the Karen Foundation, says about half of its patients abuse Ritalin and Adderall. While kids who need these drugs don't get high from it, word is spreading among those who don't need it of the medication's speed-like effects when taken in large amounts. And he says the increased abuse of Ritalin and Adderall can be directly linked to the decrease in the use of inhalants.
Some of the glues, whiteout, those kinds of things that they abused, we made them non-toxic. So they switched, and they switched to some of the prescription drugs.
The student arrested here at Log College Middle School this afternoon remains under house arrest. His case will be handled in the juvenile courts because his mother would not allow him to talk with police. Investigators say they don't know if he allegedly took the pills for personal consumption or distribution to his classmates. Live in Warminster, Michelle McCormack, Channel 6 Action News. Jim.
Thank you, Michelle. Chopper 6 live right now over an accident that has shut down the eastbound lanes of Route 422 near the Oaks exit in Montgomery County. First word from the scene is that the driver of an SUV hit the guardrail and flipped over just about a half hour ago. A medical helicopter has landed at the scene, but we do not know about injuries right now. Eastbound traffic is being detoured off the highway at the Route 29 exit. The man who launched that machete attack at a South Central Pennsylvania school today is behind bars tonight. This was the scene as 55-year-old William Stankiewicz of Tennessee was marched to his arraignment late today in York County, PA. He was charged with attempted homicide, aggravated assault, and other offenses. His bail has been set at $2 million. Police converged on the North Hopewell Winterstown Elementary School in Fenton, Pennsylvania, in York County. Stankiewicz allegedly attacked the school principal, 2 teachers, and 6 students. None of the injuries is life-threatening, but the principal almost had a finger severed. Parents came running to the school once they heard what had happened. 2 youngsters explained what it was like.
All the kids were like, something's wrong, something's going on. And we were like, I know, and I started crying.
Mrs. McDaniel, she went over and made this sign, and that meant lock the doors, so she told us to just go on the ground like this because there were so many bad ones coming.
Stankiewicz was arrested 20 minutes after the attack. It turns out that a former wife's children attended this school several years ago. She may have been his 4th wife. He has refused to tell police why he was at the school. Philadelphia police and school district officials continue to probe that deadly accident involving a collapsed table and a 5-year-old boy. Action News reporter Dan Quayer is live at the Diston Elementary School in Tacony. Dan, what's the latest in this case?
Well, Jim, Action News has learned that there was, in fact, a problem with the table, which is why it was stowed away. Now, what led to its collapse remains unclear, but as the search for answers continues, it has been a rather contentious day.
Thank you very much.
That's it. No questions. Can you tell us no questions? I'm sorry. No questions.
School district officials again wanted to assure everyone of a full investigation, but they didn't want to answer any of the firestorm of questions surrounding the tragedy, and in particular, whether or not it was known the table that collapsed was broken at the time 5-year-old Jonathan Cozzolino came in contact with it.
But it would be irresponsible to give you answers to speculative questions at this point.
Speculative questions? That's not a speculative question.
We know. I understand what the family said.
Table was broken.
I told you we cannot
We can't confirm it.
But while the school district spokespeople were having difficulty, others were confirming it for Action News. Among them, the union representing the workers who handled the table that collapsed.
The table could not be opened, and because it could not be fully opened, it was put aside.
Unfortunately, not put aside enough to prevent little 5-year-old Jonathan Cozzolino from coming in contact with it. It ultimately collapsed on top of him, killing him. For one of the little boy's aunts, who had the grim task today of collecting his school bag and belongings at Distant Elementary, this only added dismay on top of her grief.
How could happen to a 5-year-old little boy that was just trying to eat lunch?
While a school district official who did not wish to be named confirmed tonight the table was inoperable, to use his words, the question that remains is whether that problem contributed to the accident or was something else or someone to blame. While 3 separate investigations are underway to answer those questions, the Maintenance Workers Union suggests that if any heads are going to roll, it shouldn't be any of their guys.
We don't believe there's any blame to be made in this issue.
In fact, the union contends the school district has no guidelines on dealing with broken tables.
We just hope that something comes out quickly from the district to give guidelines to our folks that we can ensure that this doesn't happen. A terrible situation like this doesn't happen again.
For the time being, at least, the school district has ordered that workers remove any tables that might have any problems. Meantime, funeral services for little Jonathan Cozzolino are set for next Wednesday morning. Live at Distant Elementary in the Tacony section of Philadelphia, I'm Dan Cuellar, Channel 6 Action News.
Thank you, Dan. Officials in Berks County are confirming tonight that a 7th grader died this week of bacterial meningitis. Sarah Hunter attended the Ole Valley Middle School. She was absent from class on Tuesday and died Wednesday at her home in Ruscombe Manor Township. 370 other students at the school are now being advised to get checkups if they were in close contact with the girl. I am not a kidnapper, I am a nanny. Those the words of 52-year-old Sybil Miller today as she was being marched to her arraignment in Media, Delaware County. But authorities have charged her with kidnapping the 1-year-old baby under her care Wednesday night in Wallingford. A police officer arrested Miller after spotting her car in West Philadelphia last night. Police say Miller took little Tamala Bridgewaters from the baby's home after a 6-month fight with Tamala's 14-year-old mother. Tamala has been reunited with her great aunt tonight and is okay. Miller is behind bars on almost $50,000 bail. This is 32-year-old Brian McDonald of Glen Mills, Delaware County. Tonight he is being charged with installing a secret camera in the bedroom of an Aston Township home where he was doing wallpaper work. Officials say McDonald videotaped a 19-year-old girl and her younger sister in varying states of undress. It was the younger girl who found the camera in her closet. In other news tonight, more than 300 local workers are out of a job tonight. Officials at the Quality Foods plant in the Longcrest section of Philadelphia told 324 employees that they were laid off today. Workers tell Action News that the first shift got about 10 minutes notice that they were losing their jobs. The second shift wasn't allowed into the plant when they arrived for work. The company makes Philadelphia-style steak products. Officials blame the rising cost of beef and a heavy debt burden. Meanwhile, word from Washington that the nation's unemployment rate rose 0.2% last month to 4.2%. That is the highest level it has been in 16 months. Experts say it is a sign, a clear sign, that the economy is weakening, but there were some bright spots, including strong growth in construction jobs. Bill Clinton defended his pardon of billionaire fugitive Mark Rich while talking to reporters in New York today, saying his decision was not based on political considerations and was not a payback for any political contributions from Rich's former wife. At the same time, a Clinton aide revealed that the Clintons will now pay for almost $86,000 worth of those gifts they received last year. That is almost half of the value of the gifts they decided to keep when they left the White House. An aide said that Clinton would also charge taxpayers only half of the $650,000 a year rent on his new Midtown Manhattan office. The Clintons have been severely criticized for the gifts and the office. The state of New Jersey has settled a lawsuit stemming from that infamous Turnpike shooting in April of 1998. The state has agreed to pay 4 minority motorists a total of $12.9 million. This was the shooting that provoked a national furor over racial profiling in the New Jersey State Police. The 2 troopers involved, James Kenna and John Hogan, are still awaiting trial. The lawsuit claimed that the troopers pulled over the plaintiff's van only because the occupants were minorities, 3 blacks, 1 Hispanic, and shot them without provocation. One of the plaintiff's attorneys, Johnny Cochran, said today he hopes the settlement sends a message that racial profiling will not be tolerated. Philadelphia police have a new weapon called a taser gun. It doesn't use bullets, but it can stop a criminal in his tracks. Action News reporter Rose Tabayan found out firsthand tonight.
A megasecond jolt is enough to bring down 3 burly officers. The taser stun gun is the latest weapon in Philadelphia's police arsenal. Their version, the most advanced, the M26 44,000, 50,000 volts, but with a minimal amount of dangerous electrical surge. Each cartridge contains 2 prongs attached to wires. Shot at a suspect, the prongs would embed the body. But the device is just as effective with the prongs hooked in clothing at least 2.5 inches from the skin.
The 2 prongs are 2 positives with 50,000 volts. They are searching each other out.
65 tasers have been bought at a cost of $40,000. 2 will go to each police district, the rest to the SWAT team and to airport police. Unlike a stun gun which delivers 50,000 volts of steady electrical power, the taser sends out pulses which disrupt the body's involuntary muscles. I was curious to see what that felt like. The officers promised little pain, no burning sensation, and a quick recovery.
Taser!
Oh! A suspect's jolt lasts 5 seconds. Mine was just a fraction of that, but it hurt like heck.
It feels like someone took 2 sticks and hit you exactly where the prongs are.
All weapons are expected to be distributed within the next 2 weeks. At the Police Academy, Northeast Philadelphia, Rose Tabayan, Channel 6 Action News.
Rose came back. She's okay. Still to come on Action News tonight, the owner of 2 dogs that killed a woman places the blame on the victim. And later, the Sixers try to work some overtime magic against Orlando. Gary Papa has highlights.
The winds are whipping up. The weekend's going to be cold to start, very cold. AccuWeather says then there's a change. We'll tell you about it. Stay with us.
Plus, a special report about sexually aggressive young boys. They could be in your daughter's classroom. That and more when Action News continues in 1 minute.
You want their hot bodies. Sleek, curvaceous, and man, can they perform. So don't miss Philly on Wheels 2001, live from the Pennsylvania Convention Center. Get a look at the coolest concept cars, the ultimate in luxury models, and the fastest speedsters around. Come on, you know they turn you on. Wally Kennedy and Karen Rogers host Philly on Wheels 2001, Saturday at 7 on 6 ABC. Brought to you by our special partners.
Where's everybody going? To Winter Markdown Madness at FC Corvette. All excess Cadillacs and Lincolns will be terminated. Take an extra 50% off Corvette's famous discount. A 2000 Cadillac Sedan DeVille or Lincoln Town Car was over $40,000. Now less than $20,000. Your choice. Only $299 a month. 0 down. DeVille, Eldorado, Seville, Town Car, Continental, Mark 8. Take an extra 50% off. Winter Markdown Madness. Open late every night this week.
The owner of a dog that killed his neighbor says he should not be charged with any crime. Robert Knoll and his wife Marjorie could face manslaughter charges for the attack inside an apartment house in San Francisco. Their 2 Mastiff Canary Island dogs attacked and killed 33-year-old Diane Whipple as she walked to her apartment last week. But the Knowles are blaming Whipple for the attack. They suggest the attack may have been brought on by a chemical in the cosmetics Whipple might have been wearing, or that she may have used steroids that could have attracted the dogs. Well, the Knowles visited a white supremacist inmate at a prison today, an inmate who authorities say breeds fighting dogs, including the dogs involved in Whipple's death. Friends and colleagues of a slain Washington Township police officer held a fundraiser tonight. The Stephen Levy Social was thrown tonight in honor of the corporal who was shot and killed in the line of duty last October. Levy worked 11 years as a policeman and was doing police volunteer work for Gloucester County the night he was killed. Friends and colleagues purchased tickets and donated items to be auctioned off tonight. They raised $7,500. The money will go toward the construction of a monument in Officer Levy's name. Tonight on Nightline, a look back at a mass murder in Camden more than 50 years ago. Howard Unruh, a disturbed veteran, killed 13 people in a Camden neighborhood in 1949. Charles Cohen, then 12, survived that day by hiding in a closet. The rest of his family, his parents and grandparents, were all murdered.
He took away so much from so many. I didn't have the person to call up and said, I just hit a home run. I got my A.
Cohen got through it all without any counseling, and tonight he tells how he survived the tragedy. That is coming up on Nightline right after our broadcast tonight. Still to come on Action News, when child's play goes too far, a special report on sexually aggressive boys when we continue in just a moment.
Winter markdown madness at FC Kerbeck GMC. All access new and used Jimmy, Yukon, and Sierra pickups will be terminated. Take an extra 50% off. A 2000 Jimmy was over $29,000, now less than $14,500. Buy it only $299 a month. Steamroll down. Open late every night.
The line between business and casual is getting blurry. One of the consequences is a bunch of guys stumbling around the office looking like gym teachers. Boyd's is here to help with our Now or Never sale. That means up to 50% off store-wide, featuring over 70 international designers. Suits start at $298, sport coats $258, and all sportswear and business casual is up to half off. The Now or Never sale at Boyd's, up to 50% off store-wide.
Action News Mornings on 7 days a week to help you start your day. Breaking news, AccuWeather, and now Action News Smart Traveler Traffic Reports. Action News Mornings, weekdays starting at 5 a.m., Saturday at 6, Sunday at 7.
While we have high-speed lifts, the most powerful snowmaking in the region, and the best half-pipe around, we're really here for just one thing. Have you smiled this much lately? Camelback Ski Area, Exit 45, I-80, Tannersville, Pennsylvania.
It's winter markdown madness at FC Kerbeck, your factory-authorized Buick dealer. All excess new and pre-owned Buicks will be terminated. A 2000 Buick Regal LS loaded was over $25,000, now only $17,900. Open late every night.
Sexual harassment is something we normally associate with the workplace. But the fact is, it is also becoming a serious problem in school, even elementary school. Experts say that some boys are demonstrating sexually aggressive behavior at an alarmingly young age. Denise James has this special report.
Child's play is typically vigorous and sometimes rough. But there are increasing reports of inappropriate sexually aggressive play among younger and younger children. Ponytail pulls of years past have been replaced in some cases with pats, ropes, and even assaults.
You not only can get expelled and suspended, but you can also suffer criminal consequences.
The problem is so serious, the police department and Women Organized Against Rape are conducting workshops in Philadelphia grade schools to identify sexual harassment and indecent assault.
It's unwanted and it's unwelcome sexual attention.
Reports of indecent assaults in the Philadelphia School District have risen during each of the last 3 years. In the first 4 months of this school year, 129 indecent assaults have been reported. At that rate, there is a projected increase of nearly 40% by June. School district officials attribute the increases to more reporting and heightened exposure to everything from steamy soap opera scenes to explicit music videos.
They live in an environment in which all kids get to see things that perhaps they shouldn't.
Child psychologist Bert Harris suggests a barrage of sexually explicit information and images fuel what he calls hyper-masculine attitudes.
Where
Women are seen to be compliant to men. They're seen as just objects.
Just last month, 3 11 and 12-year-old boys at Tilden Middle School were accused of freaking, that is, holding a girl down and simulating sexual motions on top of her while clothed. While denying involvement, one boy acknowledges that freaking occurs.
Like when we go in the gym, the 8th graders come in there, but we don't be in there. We leave out to go get another teacher, and they be doing that stuff with the other 8th grade girls.
What is the teacher's role?
Philadelphia teachers are being trained to recognize sexual harassment before it becomes physical, before it becomes indecent assault.
Sexual harassment is the words. You know, I'm calling you this, I'm calling you that.
The district's teachers are being directed to report sexual harassment to school administrators for possible suspension. Indecent assaults are to be reported to police. Experts suggest parents try to be aware of the type of real and television interactions their children are exposed to, then talk with them about what's real, what's appropriate, what's right, and what's wrong. Denise James, Channel 6 Action News.
On Health Check tonight, word that some obese people may have a lot in common with drug addicts. Both may be binging to satisfy cravings in their brains. Researchers at the Brookhaven National Laboratory in New York say that through brain scans, they have found that some obese people have fewer receptors in the brain for the chemical that stimulates feelings of pleasure. The theory is that people keep overeating to satisfy those receptors. But what doctors don't know is whether the lack of receptors causes the obesity or the other way around. 76ers double overtime tonight against Orlando.
It was a double of fun. It was fun tonight. It was wild, but was it winning basketball? Orlando forces the Sixers into, as Jim mentioned, double overtime. First Union Center, this is where the game is either won or lost. Darnell Armstrong dialing up a big three right there. Second overtime. Real killer. Hill tries to stop him, but there's Armstrong again. Oh my, he had 34 tonight. George Lynch with the basketball over there, but he's going to misfire, and that's the old ball game. Iverson did have 47, but the Sixers lose by 6, 123 to 117. Double overtime. College basketball, the Palestra is the place to be. Penn hosting that tough Bulldog team from Yale. The Quakers going to number 2, Coco Archibong right there. Great game tonight. Then a bomb for number 13, Dan Solomito. That's a 3. Then some. And all Penn by 10, 61-51. Also tonight, Princeton defeated Brown 66-62. Women's play, big score, Temple 60, St. Joe's 55. Last night, here's how some North Carolina fans celebrated their big win over Duke. No arrests were made, but officials are looking at this video right now to try to pick out who may have done all that. 6,000 were in the streets last night. No injuries were reported from the celebration for North Carolina. Going to golf, second round, Pebble Beach, all eyes on Tiger. Had a 66 yesterday, but trouble in the early round right here, but he gets out of it, putting himself in a position for a birdie. He will get it. He's at 5 under par after 2 rounds, 6 back of your leader, Matt Gogol, who had a 62 today. Really smoking out there, actor Joe Pesci. Need a big lighter for the big cigar. High school football D-Day for the big back from Highland Regional High School in Blackwood, New Jersey. It's the big decision for the #1 fullback in the country. Io Saba has made up his mind. Finally, he says, I have it down to 3, and you will hear him go from 3 to 1.
Kansas State, Iowa, Nebraska. I feel that after thinking over it and talking to everybody, and for the past 2 days, that's all that's really been on my mind, that I think that I feel I should go to Kansas State University.
All right. Everybody applauds his decision. His parents that he puts on the hat of Kansas State. 1,300 yards this year. 15 touchdowns. He's a monster out there with some great speed. Io Saba heading to Kansas State. Sunday is All-Star Sunday here. Hockey at 2:30. Football at 5:30.
Why are you laughing?
Always laughing. It's Friday.
All right, coming up on Action News tonight, Dave Roberts on that AccuWeather forecast. And what about young Dave? How did he do? We'll find out when we continue in just a moment.
This accident left 2 young girls dead and another seriously brain damaged. But a simple $49 change might have saved them all.
Most people don't survive this type of accident.
Monday at 11, an Action News special investigation. Whatever you drive, the windows in your car could be a fatal accident waiting to happen. Action News reporter David Henry investigates an auto industry debate that is shattering people's lives and what you can do to protect yourself and your loved ones. An Action News special investigation. Monday on Action News at 11.
So you're bopping along happily through life, minding your own business, and all of a sudden, your phone minutes start running out. Well, now they don't have to. Sign up now with Singular Wireless, and you'll get unlimited calls to other Singular customers in your home area 24/7 with no airtime charges. You'll also get a compact Nokia 8200 series phone for just $99, and that is pretty cool. Singular Wireless. What do you have to say?
Problems with homework usually reflect problems with math and reading skills. Huntington Learning Center can identify the problem and help your child reach his full potential. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN. Huntington Learning Center. Huntington can help.
Save, save, save. Come to Oscar Huber Furniture for our store-wide sale. Take advantage of midwinter clearance prices and save up to 50% or more on selected items throughout the store. Quality home furnishings and accessories for every room in your home are all on sale. Find the best selection of popular brands like Lazy Boy, Pennsylvania House, Sealy, Simmons, and others. Don't miss this store-wide sale. Oscar Huber Furniture. Showrooms in Southampton, Long Beach Island, and now in Marlton, New Jersey.
Something cozy.
No way, I'm going for crabs.
Yeah, a show would be fun.
This rocks!
Well, I love the museums.
Visit Baltimore.org. Plan a getaway you'll both agree on.
It is called Valentine. It is the new Hollywood horror film featuring David Boreanaz. It opened in theaters tonight around the country. Action News was there to get reviews tonight from moviegoers at the Riverview Theater. Boreanaz, of course, Dave Roberts' son. He plays an emotionally tortured boy who grows up and seeks revenge on his tormentors. Is David a star in his first movie?
He was good. He was a good actor. I enjoyed him.
He did real good. I'm proud of him.
Oh my gosh, I'm totally in love. Definitely in love. I mean, just coming from Buffy to Angel to this.
Well, Valentine now playing in movie theaters throughout the Delaware Valley. Dave Roberts and the AccuWeather forecast. David, you're going to see this tomorrow night, is that it?
I'm going to the movie this weekend.
You are?
Yeah, it was either that or Disney World. I decided to go to the movie.
Well, there you go.
Then I'll go to Disney World. Someone will send me. We got a frontal system through. The cold, windy air is in place. High pressure here, clockwise flow. Everything just zipping on through. If you've been out tonight, you know what we're talking about. Let's go to Action Radar now, and we'll set it in motion. You see the winter mix here. See that light precipitation. Folks north of Reading and Allentown picked up some light flurry activity out of that. Story tonight is the winds kicking in and the wind chills. Folks up in the Allentown, anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees below zero. The greater Philadelphia area up to Trenton, around the zero mark. These are wind chills. Atlantic City, 5 to 10 degrees above. Some current numbers in. Take a look at some locations reporting. Wilmington now feels like 4 degrees above. Willow Grove 6, Pottstown 2. Folks to the west in Lancaster, wind chill -6 degrees, and colder air is to come. Frontal system on through. We get one quick shot out of this. We'll have to deal with the cold single-digit wind chills again tomorrow, but plenty of sunshine. And then this little warm front is going to ease on through and raise the temperature about 10 degrees. Well, you'll see it all in the AccuWeather 5-day forecast with less wind. But call from AccuWeather is winter returns. You've been out tonight, you can feel it. 14 in the Poconos, 25 in Allentown, 22 in Reading, 23 in Lancaster, 28 in Wilmington, 30 in Dover, 31 in Cape May, Atlantic City, 30 degrees, up to Trenton, 29. 31, present temperature reading, that's our low, and our high is 48 degrees in the Northeast, 31. Freezing outside the station, 33 for Center City, 31 at the airport, Camden, 32. Let's go live now on Sky 6. You see a little bit of a breeze there at the Vietnam Memorial. Sky 6 shaking around a little bit. The winds are going to just get stronger overnight. Present temperature reading 31 degrees, humidity 50%, the barometer 30.06. It's on the rise. Northwesterly breezes 15 miles an hour, the gusts 25 miles per hour. The official wind chill in Philadelphia for this hour is 8 degrees. Check it out. The exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast. Windy and colder overnight, 23 degrees. Again, wind chills in the single digits. Windy and cold tomorrow, high of 34. Plenty of sunshine, but bundle up. The wind chills will again be in the single digits through tomorrow. And then we get a little break. Milder air. We get more clouds, but a milder day up to 44 degrees with less wind. So Sunday will feel appreciably better. Then mostly cloudy, 40 degrees, maybe a spritz, 44 and 44 degrees. Cold, windy night. Cold, windy day coming up. Plenty of sunshine as we go into the weekend, Jim.
Thank you, Dave. Still to come on Action News tonight, it is a black tie kind of night as the car show rolls into Philadelphia. When we continue in just a moment.
It's that driving force again. The Philadelphia International Auto Show. Driving to the largest display of vehicles under one roof. Over 700 new models, including concept vehicles, exotic cars, and vintage automobiles. It's better than window shopping. It's better than the internet. It's the show where you can explore every aspect about the cars inside and out. Plus special celebrity appearances throughout the show. That's the Philadelphia International Auto Show at the Pennsylvania Convention Center for 9 days only, February 3rd through the 11th. $1 for every ticket is donated to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
With over 400 different makes of automobiles today, only one manufacturer has 5 of the 10 best sellers in America, Ford. Now lease a Ford Taurus for just $249 a month with $23.73 due at signing. Or choose $1,000 cash back plus low 2.9% financing on Windstar. Taurus for just $249 a month, Windstar with $1,000 cash plus 2.9 financing. You can't beat that, and you can't beat Ford for best sellers. 5 of the top 10. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer today.
Have you noticed? There's a colorful new breed out there. It's a fast breed, a smarter breed of inkjet printer. But don't worry, they're easy to spot. And at $99, just as easy to catch. Xerox, just a smarter breed of inkjet printer, now available everywhere.
The Hallmark Kiss Kiss Bears with magnetic lips. Buy one for $2.95, get the second one free when you buy a Hallmark card. For a limited time only from Hallmark.
A black tie tailgate preview of the Philadelphia International Auto Show raised some big money for Children's Hospital tonight. The rag and piano boogie bounced off the walls for the gala. Local dignitaries, including Mark Howard, were there. I guess Mark is a dignitary now. $175,000 was raised by the Greater Philadelphia Automobile Dealers Association. A check was given to Dr. Stephen Altschuler of Children's Hospital. The auto show opens to the public tomorrow. $1 from each ticket sold will also go to Children's Hospital. I bet Mark liked that one. Nightline is next on Channel 6. Action News continues at 6 a.m. with Anita Brickman, Scott Palmer, and David Murphy. Now for Gary Popper, Dave Roberts, the entire Action News team, I'm Jim Gardner. Have a good night and a great weekend.
Action News, closed captioned for the benefit of our hearing-impaired viewers.
Philly on Wheels 2001, Saturday at 7 on 6 ABC.
There's a high that you get when you can predict industry events. They did almost 7% revenue growth. I specialize on the food industry and I've spent 20 years doing it. It's an inventory issue. I know the players. I know the questions to ask. It often leads me to the right conclusions. You've got a stock that is going to get hit. I write in a way that gets underneath the skin of the company that I report, but I don't write for them. I write for the investors.